That evening would likely have turned out differently had he notified the department ahead of time.
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's really dumb. Okay, just for the record, so we're totally clear, I surprised these guys with PlayStation 5 and they didn't riot. I'm the better influencer. Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I didn't riot.
Meanwhile, the audience is like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
What? You're not going to include me reading that?
No.
I think it's important.
Nope.
Context.
I think it's much funnier without it. But anyway, what's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network with
Krelika Kane, who is incredibly confused right now of how this video is going to be edited.
And
Silver Quill, the guy he's cutting up.
I should actually cut it right there on purpose.
Please do.
And we are here to talk about King-Ohger, episodes 20 to 22.
Or as I like to call it, the fall of the Trump proxy.
But, so we've got episode 20 that has our duel between Gira and Heracles.
But we start with a wedding.
Oh. Yeah. It's a great day for a white wedding.
They're all Japanese, though. You racist.
The white wedding was for clothing. Do you not know this song?
Silence, Cracker.
No.
Well, I didn't expect you to know.
Obviously, it wasn't a red wedding because nobody was killed.
I'm sure Dabowski died a little on the inside.
See,
Which one?
The big Dabowski.
I like Billy Idol, and I like the song White Wedding that is about the white dress at a wedding. So you take your pseudo-racist bullshit.
So, not very pseudo. I called you a cracker. That's pretty
racist.
direct.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing pseudo about it. Commit.
But
Commit.
anyways, it's a great song.
Commit.
And
Commit.
I had to use the line.
Come on. Take it. Take it.
I'm sorry. You had my arm in a very awkward position I couldn't get.
I appreciate it, but I was either go for the hug or deck him in the face. Probably regret my choice later.
Ha 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 ha. But anyway, so we've got our wedding, and then
Everyone's mad at Gira for doing it, but it was Yanma who did away with the formal charges.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the one calling Gira a slackjaw tanuki.
When has he not called him a tanuki or an octomush?
I'm just saying he's kind of dodging his responsibility in this situation. Own your 10%.
10%, wow.
Well, in his case, 50%, I would say.
But so we have the really kick-ass battle between Heracles and Gira, which was awesome. And then we come to find out that his assistant has always been one of the Bugnarok dudes in disguise.
But not before seeing that assistant running towards the camera, screaming like a madman, pants half down, and a lance pointed at the audience. I will see that in my nightmares, if only for the phallic imagery.
I'm thinking more of the face. It's like, with the white-looking eyes.
I worry about what that says. Like, I think we need to call the To Catch a Predator series and have them involved and investigate this entire situation.
Why do you think xenomorphs are involved?
No.
I worry about
I can't do the clicking.
the predator that Kamejin is.
Yeah.
He's very frightening.
But anyway, it was a really cool episode.
I got the joke.
We got to see a lot of battle. Of course, we have yet again somebody gets knocked down a cliff and we don't see their body.
But apparently there is a body.
Oh no, there's a casket. I followed the Bruce Wayne line of logic. Never believe they're dead until you see a body. And even then.
Question it. But I agree. I really liked this episode. I liked a lot of the story development that we still continued to get in the episode. It wasn't just a battle between two brothers. I kind of hoped for a little bit more from Heracles.
Well, I like though is like okay, did he purposely reveal his thoughts on TV, or did he not know they were being recorded?
He knew. The one thing, no matter, I think anybody can agree upon, is that Rockley's knows everything that he's doing.
And the Rockley's conspiracy continues. This might have been his moment to pass the torch to Gira intentionally.
Well, and that's kind of what I wondered. I was like, are we going to get some hints, or is he going to play this so close to his chest that you're still wondering?
Although his face when his servant turned out to be...
that...
the horror movie look where it was like...
Well, I think that was the one time we could genuinely empathize with him. A man he trusted was revealed, and is in the spirit of Pato Ranger versus Lupin Ranger, we have a confirmed death off screen. So, yeah, that guy's dead, but his twin brother in the city is still alive and screaming for Rockless.
Yeah!
Until
Rockless says that I am the nation, and I will admit, all I thought of as I watched the Watch Mojo video about the cult. Oh, no, I watched a Netflix series, How to Become a Cult Leader.
Was this preparatory?
No, it was basically talking about a lot of the different cults. It was more of tongue-in-cheek Peter Dinklage doing a documentary series.
Peter Dinklage wants to rule a cult? He could do it. The cult of give Game of Thrones a better ending.
Well, it's kind of funny. He did reference Game of Thrones for the last cult. But,
I don't know, I think he came up a little short.
Oh, wow. I can't laugh at that. It is a pun, but by God, we're going to get a nasty comment now.
Yep.
It's okay.
But what I was going to say...
I can always dwarf that comment.
Marcus!
Okay, fine.
Dang. We're doing real names now.
Continue.
By the way, you can send your hate mail to the address now flashing on your screen.
Yes. I will. If he doesn't put it on the screen, I will put it in the comments.
Put the Mar-a-Lago address up there.
But
See, aren't you glad I made that joke?
Okay. Backpedaling
Hastily.
to get away from this topic very, 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 very quickly. One of the things that was referenced, and actually now I lost my fucking point.
Oh, well, the sort of the symbol of blind allegiance to Rockless, that one guy with the bowler hat. He's screaming at front, he's arguing with other people in the crowd as Gira now has more supporters than just the children for protecting. I really do see that guy as the mentality of a Trump supporter. It's going to take nothing less than a full confession about how much someone hates the common people for them to realize this guy doesn't care about you.
No, Trump supporters would still support him.
There
the scary
some
thing
accuracy.
is, yeah.
He could spout the entire truth, and they would love him even more.
They would probably say, "Well, at least he told the truth. See, you can't fault him for being honest."
All right, but anyway,
anyways, I think the hard part that I have with the whole Rockleys and the people's mindsets, not hard part, I enjoyed it, but that it speaks on reality. So this is where I was going with the cult leader. There's actually a cult in Japan where the cult leader actually could do no wrong. Every time he did something,
beep, beep, beep.
Well, yeah, they reference it in Yakuza, but it was kind of very frustrating about how accurate this is, because that cult leader was responsible for the sarin gas attacks.
Oh boy. Well, at least the people of Shugadam woke up and realized, hey, this guy's not so great. Now, granted, later on, they start being all nostalgic. They ate the memberries. Remember when Wackleys was in charge? Me remember.
Well, I think it comes down to that people, and all people, they're never going to be truly happy at times unless they have something to attach to.
Well, also, there's a giant monster towering over their homes and even their god protector. So I think they have a right to be unhappy at that moment.
Well, yes, yeah, I think
I believe at least a little bit of strong language would be required. Maybe an oh poopy or a gosh darn it.
Wow, yeah, that's very strong language. I am so concerned that we may need to censor that.
That was the
hubby.
strongest fucking language I have ever heard in my whole goddamn life. Shit, man, that was so strong.
It's a good thing we're past the first minute.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing my half cut off joke did for you. It gave you padding.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I am your padded soul.
Alright, so we've got the end of that episode, and then episode 21 comes in.
With the dunce!
Oh my god. That was... So, if you ever look online, they actually have the dance. But you have it even with Rita being very hesitant. But here, Rita was very happy, engaged with everyone. And I really liked this opening. And at first, I was so scared he was going to try to
Well,
fast
no, I
forward.
was trying to figure out if it was actually the end credits to the previous episode or an opening to this new episode.
Because we had all 6 Rangers, plus we had all of the side characters, like we had Rockley's and his Duga and Bosamir, and then Bosamir, and then we had everybody from the respective kingdoms, and it was a lot of fun watching that because
Despite the bad green screen.
Oh, come on.
Still better than Zenkaiger.
Thank you.
Everything is still better than Zenkaiger, but it was so perfect to have it right there, especially because this episode is actually one of my favorites filler recap episodes that we've had in a long time.
Mostly thanks to Duga, but also to the lead cast having a minor competition with equally ridiculous stakes.
Rita, I want exclusive advanced broadcasting rights to Muffin and me.
And Duga is like, we don't even have control over that. So what happens is we have 2 things going on during this recap filler episode. First, Duga is going to each of the kingdoms to see if he can become part of that kingdom. He blows up a computer in the tech kingdom. He spills tea all over himself in the British kingdom.
The British kingdom?
That's what I'm going. Oh, European kingdom. It just seems so British. But European kingdom.
The artsy kingdom?
And then in the traditional Japanese kingdom, he shows his face to the ninja who freaks the fuck out. And then he gets kidnapped to go to the prison kingdom for a labor force.
And actually nearly sacrifices a hand to stop from being hired there.
And he respectfully declines, goes back to Shugendan, and asks Gira, "Can I work for you, please?" And Gira's like, I could actually use your knowledge. Which I thought was a very smart move, because even though he was an enemy, there's value that you can learn from your enemies just as much as what you can learn from your allies.
There's also the matter of he was supposedly a knight in service to the Lord of Shugendan. And one of the hard things about that is that honor will say you have to carry out these orders, even if you find them morally repulsive. And, hey, I get it. No, we talked about this during the show, that I felt a little bad for Dugan. These kaiju, because we're still going with fictional names, less sympathetic. It depends on how far you're willing to extend the olive branch.
Yeah. My anarchist here doesn't like anything.
But I found the scenes where he was trying to endear himself into a country were pretty hilarious.
I just don't agree with excuse. I was following orders. If you know it's wrong, don't do it.
And yet you're trained from the beginning to follow orders.
Well, yeah, from childhood, that's well, okay.
I'm going
not
with,
your childhood, because your mother, Satan, did not like to follow
Don't
orders.
tell people what to do.
What?
So, his mom is Satan. You see, whenever we go out a door, we get a Kratos, Dominos on the exit. It's really annoying, but everyone looks when we come in and we feel really important. I'm friends with the son of Satan. Yee.
Don't insult Satan.
Wow. Wow.
He makes that comment all the time. But anyways,
I don't know where to go from there.
you just get...
I'm already going to hell for that joke. So
well, his coworker has
Okay.
the best last 3 numbers of a phone number.
Oh my.
But anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
So the other side story that we get through this recap episode is that we find out the king of Shugadan, to help bridge everybody into being partners with each other, is after he beat all other kings or sovereigns, or however you want to call them,
Knights, really,
knights,
warriors,
in a skill that they were best at. And then when he beat them all and won, he created 5 kingdoms, so everyone was was able to rule over a piece of the world.
You know what I'm flashing back to all of a sudden? 5-parter of Thundercats, where Lion-O had to beat all the other Thundercats at what they were best at.
The 5-part training one.
Which I don't think actually aired chronologically.
No, which annoyed me because even Cartoon Network aired it out of order when they was on Toonami. They aired like part 1 and 2. Then there were like a week of other episodes. Then that part 3 would air. Then it was like another week of episodes.
But here's the thing. I don't really agree with that notion that a leader has to be better than everyone at what they do. He just has to know that they're good at it and how to best apply it.
Well, it's all about learning and strategy.
Yeah.
Now, these 4 kings, or sovereigns, or queens, or whoever you want to call them, have the most asinine things. So, Yanma, 1, puts electrocution chair in the form of a hat on top of Gira's head. Again, because he loves electrocuting Gira. And
It's a shocking experience.
and then asks him, who do I control?
No, which of the shoe gods did I modify to run on electricity and become active once again?
Gira is denser than anything. He's denser than pudding. And he doesn't know that, so he chooses Yanma's shoe god. Yanma's like, nope, everyone. And electrocutes him to the point where he has the best looking afro.
It's pretty good, but it's probably his density that allowed him to survive.
Yes. So then, 2, Jimeno, who is a concert pianist because she's perfect at everything.
She's practically perfect at everything.
Oh my god, she is not Mary Poppins.
No, that's Yondu. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
But anyways, she plays this great piano. Gira comes up, puts his hand on the keys, barely makes the worst note, and they're like, Jimeno wins. And he's like, I didn't even get to do anything! Which I thought was the best line.
Like, well, duh.
Then 3.
He should have played the Jaws theme. Do-do, do-do.
We have Kagagiri. They're doing a cooking contest. Gira attempts to cook. Kagagiri dances around, bait and switch, uses his ninjas to plant a feast. Gira sees this, but everybody else obviously sees and ignores this. And then once they make their meals, because I'm using quotations heavily for both sides, because Kagagiri didn't make a damn thing. Gira made a sin against nature.
Actually, wait, who's that really angry chef? Idiot sandwich guy?
The what?
He owns a bunch of steakhouses. He does shows where he yells at
Oh, you mean Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay. I kind of want to edit Gordon Ramsay into
Oh my God.
Gira's face. What am I holding? An idiot sandwich, Tyrant King? That's right!
But, so they all go up to...
This is so underdone, EA would publish it.
Ooh, that's a triple zinger right there.
That's good.
I think I can hear them crying in the distance. Why would you say that?
But they all go to Kagagiri's food. And they immediately say, you lost.
Yeah, one look is all it takes.
Then 4, Rita says we're going to do a staring contest. And so they pull down the zipper, open up their face, and say, you lose when you laugh. So we get the perfect Beetlejuice moment where we do not see what happens. But Gira, his facial features go from shock
I would love
to laughter to falling down, and then you see the other 4 in the background try to go around, and Rita, they just zip up, and they're like, oh.
Actually, yeah, now I would love to have that Beetlejuice scene. Put Beetlejuice in Rita's place, but then put Gira in the Beetlejuice clip instead of the family.
Although also there was Yu Yu Hakusho, the silent battle, or the wordplay battle. Similar premise. So we see this same idea enacted, but it requires a very... Actually, that's not true. Beetlejuice was not a very conservative or withdrawn character.
But...
You just leave it up to the imagination.
Well, how about earlier, though, when Rita screams and Gira just laughs back?
And probably all the prisoners in that kingdom were like, oh, will you keep it down?
We're trying to suffer here.
But, yes, and then we find out that all the requests
are obnoxious.
Control over all the shoe gods, including, I believe, the street snail transports. Yes. And, I still find it funny that their cabs are snails.
Well, that's what Yama wants.
I would accuse them. Everybody has to wear Himeno's fashion. Shugodum has to give up land for agriculture.
Which I actually think is responsible.
It is, because, part of Tofu got blasted pretty bad and lost land.
I'm like, that's actually kind of legitimate. I think that would be smart.
As long as they give some of the food back to Shugodum.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as previously mentioned, early access.
Well, okay, also though, Himeno's request is giving everyone fashion instead of looking like they're all street bums in Shugum.
I don't think they look like street bums.
They all look like Aladdin to me.
Well, this is sort of a let them eat cake approach.
But she's giving them high fashion for clothing. Yanma is giving them all electricity and the ability to use technology in their kingdom.
Well, he's taking over their technology.
But they don't have much technology, so.
They're getting food agriculture. The only one that's truly not like giving them anything in addition is the advanced broadcasting rights to Mofin and Me.
Well, when you put it like that, there is some value to it, but I'm like, wow, guys.
Priorities.
Yeah.
I mean, Duga says it best. They're taking away almost everything from you. You'd just be a king in name only. It may be beneficial, or it might not. But for a king, you got to have... My dad has a saying, never take their last dollar.
Well, yeah.
So...
Oh, if only our government agreed and abided by that.
I didn't say they did. I think my dad's smart of the government. Wouldn't mind him as president, but none of us would want him to deal with that pressure.
No, I wouldn't wish a presidency upon anyone I know, even my worst villain.
That's the thing. Maybe that's the curse I should make from now on. May you become president! And my rival would be like, no!
Well, to be an American president, thinking like, okay, not to go off topic, but real quick, because thinking of the kings here and everything, especially like Gira. Thinking about Barack Obama when he walked into the Oval Office day one, he looked young, he looked ready to go, he looked like he had...
He looked like a teacher at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, he looked like he had the world as his oyster.
And then when he left, he looked like...
a teacher at the end of school.
He looked 40 years older.
Or someone going to a convention and then leaving a convention.
I'm just like, dude, this was only 8 years. How did you age 20 in 8 years?
Because, one, he's one of the better presidents we've had recently.
Well, if you think, oh no, to be fair, Bush Jr. also looked like he aged.
He aged.
Well, Reagan didn't because he was already old. Bush Sr.
They were
didn't
all
because he was old.
We have too many old people as presidents.
Well, what about the annoying orange? He looked the same day.
I was going to say...
Because he was old.
No, he looked the same because he probably had more Botox in his face that didn't change anything. If you think that man has not been touched by an angel, that's the joke for plastic surgery.
Obviously he's been touched by an angel. I'm sure about 5 hookers have been named Angel.
But the joke for plastic surgery is being touched by an
3 of them are probably still breathing.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, but anyways, moving on.
We got political again.
We got political, but you can't help it with a series that has an undertone of politics.
Yes, there is great game of Sentai.
Because I did like the comment that Kagejim made to their leader, I can't remember the dude's name, when he was getting mad, why didn't you tell me about this subterfuge? And his comment was, to trick your enemies, you also have to trick your allies.
Although at this point, Death Narok is... I really don't see him as much of a threat.
He's not. He is an absolute waste. The villains are completely lackluster in this show.
Well,
I actually feel like the heroes are more villainous in a way.
yeah, the Bugnarok are more of a, like, almost a natural disaster. It's the mismanagement or manipulation of the ruling class.
They just exist so that there's a reason for the King-Ohgers to get together.
Until the King-Ohger reunion tour.
The Bugnarok, by this point, the Bugnarok are absolutely useless.
Well, we're not even fully halfway through.
Which is why I'm a little worried we're introducing the super mechs at this point. You've got... Okay, next episode, Castle can move.
We're sorry, your mech is in another castle.
Your mech is another castle. I've been waiting for this because from the first time I saw that thing, I was like, that's probably going to be...
Oh yeah, it made me think of Black Zarak.
You literally said it, and I know you thought it too.
Yeah, because it makes me think of Black Zarak.
Who was that?
The Transformer recolor of Scorponok.
Yeah.
I just think of Fortress Maximus.
Well, he was the Decepticon version of Fortress Maximus.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, Black Zarak, I just know Fortress Maximus.
Oh, I see, so you forgot the Black Zarak.
What season did he come in?
He was in Headmaster.
Doesn't matter.
Oh no, Super God Master Force.
Then I would have never known, because I didn't watch that.
It's okay.
We can fix that.
No, we're good.
Quick, get the eyelid prongs.
For him?
No, well, maybe.
Because I've never seen it, so I'm kind of innocent. We'd have to do the whole
Actually,
clockwork
Master
one.
Force wasn't that bad.
I'm just now picturing either of you with those prongs, and I'm the guy with the eye drops.
It was the one after Master Force that I thought was awful.
To prevent us from going blind?
Mm-hmm. Stop it!
Okay. But
Anyway.
Yeah, so then we've got our final episode, that brings in the whole concept of, the castle can transform, and we have Rockley's body in a coffin that has the wife crying, owing over him.
Oh, okay, so...
And still signaling her brother.
Still signaling her brother, But I love her storytelling, especially when it cringes her brother, and then we get to see reality. So she's like, that one night that we were talking in bed, and her brother's like, I don't want to know, I don't want to know.
Please stop.
Please stop. And then we see reality where she has the bed, she has a bed in front of the throne that Rockley's is just like lounging on, and she's like, I can't go to sleep without you telling me this. And he's like, oh my God, whatever. And he tells her the secret of the castle, and she's like, I can sleep now, and passes out.
And I was so jealous at that point because falling asleep is not quick for me.
No, I have to take sleeping pills.
I mean, it's just like...
prescribed sleeping pills.
I mean, I just sort of lay there, and she's like out like that. It's like, oh, I both admire and hate you. What is this duality in my soul?
But I did love the fact that even though we see reality, just her explaining it. And then she's like, Duga, we need to carry the casket out of here. So they lift and like, 1, 2, Rockleys. 1, 2, Rockleys. And he's like, at least use his title.
I mean, I don't think there's been a more extreme meme than the guys dancing with the casket over their shoulders. This might be a second approach, a runner-up.
But then we have a monster, the Bugnarok warrior grows bigger than the mecha.
Because he ate the Shoe God souls.
Which now is like, oh, do they grow by eating Shoe God souls?
Well, presumably the others were eating, like, stolen from minor Shoe Gods. And he chomped on the 3 greater guardians and Tarantula. Although, if that was the case, why weren't people reporting my Shoe God's dead? Can I have another soul? Where do they get the soul? Okay,
well, and then we have
so many
well,
questions.
then we have the revelation that Ghira's Shoe God doesn't actually have a soul.
What if Ghira is the soul? That's why.
Well, okay. So I was thinking that exact thing. That the reason Death Narok wants him dead, because why is he targeting Ghira specifically? And then why did Rockley's, for lack of a better way of putting it, because we don't know the full story, toss Ghira away?
So Ghira may have been birthed from the soul gem.
Or another thing could have happened that maybe when he was born he was very sickly. And his father, the king at that time, or maybe the mother, the queen, however it worked, received the soul of the Shoe God, like Kuaga, the Shoe God, gave up its soul to save his life.
So now I want to see a daytime reality. Okay, Kuwabata, you are not the father.
Now I just want to see the Soul Reaver.
Oh, Jesus.
In King-Ohger.
But I kind of feel...
Raziel, welcome.
Because I don't think it's like a whole Momotaro thing, where he was born of the soul of Kuwagata. But I kind of feel like it's the whole... This is why he understands them. He was given the soul to live.
Although it'd be funny if it were kind of a Momotaro thing, because we just got done with that series.
But it would be funny if he had to swallow the soul.
I've heard of swallow your pride, but swallow your soul.
I think if you...
I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul.
But
Oh, damn it, I forgot to copy that scene from my gameplay for Resident Evil 7.
I am just moving on now.
Indeed.
But that's... So... The Shoe Gods were afraid.
They weren't quaking in their boots because they were the boots.
But I think it legitimately makes sense. Their fear.
Oh yeah, you have a giant monster who just ate 4 of your friends' souls. Yeah, I think you're allowed to give a little poopy.
Oh, poopy.
Yeah, it's still. I'm sorry. Silver Quill, we need to talk about your language.
About fucking what?
Oh, poopy, gosh darn.
Hey, now, hey, there are kids in the audience.
I think you can't accuse me of saying those words when you said those words first. Dag nabbit, you need to be polite.
Oh, people, I apologize for my friend's offensive conduct. Please note, we will punish her later. There will be soap in the mouth.
Oh, heck.
Now it's going to be a power washer.
Did you ever have to have soap in your mouth as a kid?
Thankfully, no.
You lucky bastard.
Oh, my mom did, though.
I had to have soap in my mouth.
All right, so we've got
There's no more bubbling over.
another 3 episodes down of King-Ohger. Next episode is when we're going to get our castle transforming into a mech, because right now it's experiencing some performance issues.
Happens to a lot of mechs.
I was going to say.
Well, I mean, it is pretty old.
But, I mean, Kaiju was legitimately frustrated by the end of the episode. They're teasing, this is a robot, the robot is coming, and then it's a kill from all the current True Gods. And they end the episode, it's like, It's like, come on! This is, I think, the first time a Sentai has given him blue balls.
No, there's been a few.
Oh, dear.
I was going to say.
What? You're agreeing?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, just move on.
I'm assuming you just mean like...
Frustration. Yes. Move on. Your innocence is adorable. Moving on. All right. Well, what did you think of these 3 episodes of King-Ohger? Did you enjoy the episodes? Do you wonder about his naivete, especially because he's been married to a single woman for a number of years? So just moving on.
Is that he's married to one woman, or that the woman is single but he's married to her? It's the
fact that he's been married to me for so long and he still is very naive. I find it so heartwarming because he married a slut. But anyways, moving on. What did you think about these episodes? Do you have any conspiracy theories about King-Ohger that you would like to share in the comments? Because I would love to know what other people's thoughts are on this. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do whatever else YouTube has you do to support us. You can also support us at Kaiju no Kami on Facebook. You can support us at Toku and Animation News Network on Patreon, on Twitter, on Instagram.
No, Instagram is Kaiju no Kami.
Okay, on Discord.
Kaiju no Kami.
Okay, so Kaiju Kami at Facebook, Instagram, Discord.
And Discord. Toku AAN Network at Twitter and Patreon.
And also on Twitch.
At least as far as Twitter, until Twitter goes down the poopy hole.
And it's not Twitter, it's X.
Oh, is no one innocent in this world?
But also, you can support Silverquill at...
Well, Twitter, YouTube, and DeviantArt under MLP Silverquill, which will also have links to my Twitter, to my Patreon, and Ko-fi, where you can support my after-the-fact videos, my weekday puns, and my general tomfoolery. Also, I'll be seeing you folks in Bellevue, Washington next weekend for Everfree Northwest. Until then.
And then you can also check out our website at www.creativitybydesign.llc.com. You can also get excellent Kaiju no Kami merchandise. Just type in creativitybydesignllc.com/shop.
There's also a link in the description below.
So at the end of it all, thank you again for joining us on this stream or video or whatever the hell.
This isn't streaming yet.
Whatever. Just thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And please share the video so that more people can find our content, find Silverquill's content, and subscribe even further. We want to rule the world. Thank you. And
until next time.
bye.